Hey guys, Austin Bristow with Design for Discipline, and today I want to share with you a couple of thoughts or takeaways that I had from an event that I was able to speak at recently called the Maker Summit down in Greenville, South Carolina. I led a few workshops on Saturday during the event, but throughout on Friday and Saturday there were some great keynote speakers from business owners and talking about their journey, things they've gone through to get where they are within their current state of business. And I wanted to share with you three things that were really impactful for me that were shared by Phil Sanders of Citizen Supply out of Atlanta, Georgia, and Jenny Britton Bauer, the creator and founder of Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams, which hopefully all of you have had a chance to taste because it is the most amazing ice cream. A couple of things that I wanted to share with you between the two of them were really impactful to me. One was a thought from Phil as he was on a panel discussing things. He talked about the fact that collaboration is a time killer in his business, which to me is really interesting because I think there's a certain sense of being able to bounce ideas off people that helps us feel like we're making progress. But in reality, if we look at how collaboration tends to happen in terms of endless conference calls that we have to be on, or just constantly wanting to kind of mill around the office and shoot things off of people, the truth is we end up interrupting both our day and the person's day that's already doing work they should be doing. So for Phil, as he talks about being the owner, what he actually does is he thinks of a questions for people. He just writes them all down on a sheet of paper. And right before the end of the day, he'll hand it to them and say, these are all the things I wanted to touch base with you on today. Let's connect on these tomorrow. So it's things that you can work towards to help moving our business forward as an employee within the business. So for me, that was a really cool thought that collaboration is kind of a time killer. So something to think about as you go forward in your different collaborative efforts, and just really taking notice of how you're using your collaboration, if you're interrupting people or not, or whether you're really creating value for each other in the time that you're spending together. Another thing that I took away from Jenny was the thought that creativity really happens inside the box. A lot of people like to think that creative individuals are those who think outside of the box. And she kind of made the comment, which is true, that if you're a true outside the box thinker, in reality nobody can follow what you're saying or what you're talking about. They just totally get lost as you're trying to listen to somebody who's thinking so far outside of the box. True creativity, in her estimation, which makes a lot of sense too as you follow the logic, true creativity happens inside the box because you're using all of the same resources, you have all of the same constraints as everybody else, but you're still able to find a solution, which is a really unique way to think about it. So if you're someone who doesn't feel like you're a great out-of-the-box thinker, don't think that that doesn't mean you can't be creative. For me personally in my own work, that I have access to the same sales data, the same information that a lot of my cohorts do, but I've been able to then take it and put it into these spreadsheets and different types of things that nobody else is using. And as we share them with some of our business partners, they're really interested in being able to communicate these spreadsheets out because it creates a lot of very useful, succinct, and easy to digest information. And it's all coming from the same resource that everybody else has, but people haven't been able to create or haven't yet created something in the same way that I have. So in the box thinking is okay. It doesn't mean that you're not creative. You can actually think of yourself almost as being more creative when you stay inside the box with your thought processes. And the last thing I wanted to share with everybody actually was echoed by both Phil and Jenny during a panel session, maybe during each of their stories, as they talked about the fact that they, as individuals, when they started their businesses, were definitely creatives. They thought of themselves as creative thinkers, creative doers. That was just how they associated themselves. But as they moved their businesses forward, they realized that to succeed, to continue making progress towards their goal, they actually had to become more analytical. Neither of them thought that they would appreciate numbers as much as they did as they moved forward. And I could not have resonated more with that if they absolutely wanted me to. I remember when I graduated school, my thought was I'm going to go work at an agency, I'm going to create all kinds of cool ads. I just want to make things that look neat and make people say wow when they watch it, on their computer or on TV or whatever it was. But in reality, what I do now is immerse myself in the numbers because numbers create a story for you. They allow you to have something factual to follow so that your gut can be proven right as you go about it. Phil specifically talked about the fact, as I was talking to him, that the numbers tend to back up his gut. He's no longer just going on what he feels and what he thinks he should be doing for his business. He's able to look at his numbers and see the turn rate of the inventory in his store and know that that's the right decision to make and confirm to move forward that he's making the best decision for his business. So those are three things that I took away that I thought were really interesting. Number one is that collaboration can be a time killer. So just think about how it is you're using your time in collaboration. Are you stealing from other people's responsibilities you should be doing? Number two, creativity can definitely happen inside the box because you're comparing what you're able to accomplish compared to other people with the same restraints. And number three, don't be afraid of getting used to data. Find something that you can measure with your business, with your own personal goals, something that you can track so that you know you're making progress, and then add that up to maybe the creative mindset that you have about what it is you're doing. That's what I wanted to share today from a great Maker Summit. If you were there, it was nice to meet you. Hopefully you had a chance to talk, and if not, you should definitely check it out for the next iteration happening in 2019. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.